Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be learning about Monte Irvin. Monte was an all-star in the Negro Leagues and among the first black ball players to cross the color line and help integrate the major leagues. He's a member of baseball's Hall of Fame, the highest honor a player can receive. Over the course of his life, Monte would meet with 4 presidents, civil rights leaders, and prominent black athletes to help advance inclusion and equality. In 2016, he was honored for his contributions with a park and 8-foot bronze statue in his hometown. Monte had humble beginnings, though. He was born in 1919 in a small town in Alabama named Haleburg, one of 13 children of sharecropper Cupid Alexander Irvin and his wife Mary Eliza. When he was 8 years old, the family moved north, settling in Orange, New Jersey. Monte attended Orange High School, where he earned 16 varsity letters with all-state basketball, football, baseball, and set a state record for the javelin throw. But there was more to Monte than just sports. He was also active in many school activities, and as his yearbook said, needed no introduction. And the quote he chose, "Friendship is the noblest friend," was something he would live by for the rest of his life. Monte was offered a football scholarship to the University of Michigan, but chose instead to stay closer to home and attend Lincoln University, a historically black college located in Pennsylvania. During the summer, he would sometimes play with a local town team, the Orange Triangles, and caught the attention of Abe Manley, a well-known and successful black businessman and entrepreneur. Among his many ventures, he and his wife Effa owned the Negro National League Newark Eagles. The Eagles were considered one of the top-notch teams in the Negro Leagues, and Monte decided to leave Lincoln after his sophomore year and sign with them. He would again be a star player and within a few years win the league's batting title. Effa was in charge of all the Eagles' business operations, and while there were both black and white ownership of Negro League teams, Effa was the only woman. The other owners were skeptical at first of her abilities, but soon came to see how well she ran the Eagles. It was even noted by a sports writer of the day, and in time they would ask Effa to also manage many of the league's business operations. Abe loved scouting and traveling with the team for road games and was always on the lookout for new talent. And in 1942, another all-star New Jersey high school athlete named Larry Doby joined the team. 5 years later, he would become the second African American to play in the major leagues and the American League's first black ball player. And like his former Eagles teammate, he too would be elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Abe was a very good scout, and there were many other Newark Eagles that didn't have the opportunity to play in the major leagues, but they would ultimately join the other greats of the game. In recognition of their careers, they and many other Negro League players, managers, and executives would be elected to the Hall of Fame by a vote of a special committee. Among those honored was the Eagles' owner, Effa Manley, the Hall's first and only female member. On July 8, 1949, Monte Irvin and Hank Thompson would be the first black ball players to appear in a Giants game. There were also 3 African-American Dodgers in the game that day: Jackie Robinson at second base, Roy Campanella behind the plate, and Don Newcombe, the starting pitcher. That day would mark the first time 5 black ball players appeared in a major league game. In 1951, another player from Alabama named Willie Mays joined the Giants. Like Monte, he had been an all-star in high school and then in the Negro Leagues playing for the Birmingham Black Barons. Monte immediately took him under his wing, supporting Willie in whatever ways he could, whether it was navigating a big city like New York or not being discouraged after a bad day at the ballpark. Monte believed deeply in the value of friendship, and Willie had made a friend for life. 1951 would be one of the most historic seasons in the Giants' already long and storied history. They trailed the Dodgers by 13 games late in the season, but would go on a tear, winning 37 out of their last 44 games to force a three-game playoff for the National League title and win in a thrilling last-turn at-bat. Monte was a major contributor all season, hitting 24 home runs and driving in 121 total runs to lead the National League. And in Game 1 against the Yankees, Monte would show off his daring base running when he stole home in the very first inning. And when he, Willie Mays, and Hank Thompson took the field, they would be the first all-black outfield in World Series history. The Giants would lose the 1951 World Series, but in 1954 have another chance to win the championship against a different American League team, the Cleveland Indians, and Monte would match up against his old Eagles teammate, Larry Doby. Willie had blossomed from a shy young man to one of the biggest stars in the game. He blasted 41 home runs that season and won the National League batting title. But it was the spectacular catch he made on the run over his shoulder in Game 1 that is still considered one of the greatest ever. Giants, despite being underdogs, swept the heavily favored Indians in 4 straight games. Monte retired from playing baseball after the 1956 season, but would again be among the pioneers who helped integrate the sport. In 1968, he was named Assistant Director of Promotion and Public Relations by the Commissioner of Baseball and made more baseball history by becoming baseball's first black executive. In 1973, Monte was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. He worked tirelessly as well for the recognition of the Negro Leagues and their players, and in 2004 received the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum Jackie Robinson Lifetime Achievement Award. In June of 2010, the Giants, who had since moved to San Francisco, officially retired Monte's number 20, where it would hang in left field alongside the others of the greatest players of their franchise. Monte would meet his fourth president in 2015. The previous October, the Giants had won their 8th World Championship and invited him and his old friend and teammate to accompany them to the reception at the White House. President Obama would applaud the two men who had come a long way from their boyhoods in Alabama. Monte passed away in 2016 at the age of 96. There were many tributes to honor him, but the one paid by his friend of over 50 years stands out among them. Monte was wise and generous and as tough as they come. He was all the things you've heard, and he was more. Monte Irvin was a great man.